Hello Year 6 and welcome to today's science lesson. Now, last week, hopefully you will remember that we did a science investigation. We looked at different types of exercises and we looked at what that effect that had on our heart rates. Then we put the results into a table and some of us did it in a line graph. Today, we are going to look at the results of those, explain what happened and try to understand why it happened. So to do that, you need to get into my screen. Let's go. Okay, so as I said, we are looking at trying to understand the impact that exercise has on our heart. Now, when you did your investigation last week, you hopefully got some results that looked a little bit like this, okay? Now, if you didn't do last week's investigation, it's okay, you can just use my results for now. And what you can hopefully see from the results below is that when you did exercise, your heart rate went up. So for me, my resting heart rate was about 68 beats a minute. But then when I started doing exercise, in every single exercise, it went up to over 100 beats per minute. Then 2 minutes after each exercise, you'll hopefully see that it came down quite a bit. And then 4 minutes after the exercise, it came down a bit further. And if we'd have carried it on, we would have realised that it would have eventually got back down to about my resting heart rate. So what we're doing today is kind of in two parts. The first part, I want you to explain, well actually, I don't really mind which order you're doing. But I want you to explain why our heart beats faster during exercise. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that, and then there's a couple of videos and a website for you to visit. I also want you to describe your results. If you didn't have results, you describe my results, okay? So, when we're explaining why our hearts beat faster during exercise, like I said, there's some videos and the information for you to watch. You will do a better job than me. But some of the vocabulary that we might use are here. So oxygen, adrenaline, muscles, breathing, circulation, red blood cells, energy and blood vessels. And then there's some sentence openers for you to use. Things like, when we exercise, and then you can tell me what happens. Our muscles need, you can tell me what they need. Our heart beats faster and harder so that, and then you can explain. In summary, what you learn from the videos is, when we start to exercise, our brain realises that. Okay, our brain realises that we're starting to exercise. And because we are moving parts of our body faster and more often than what we normally do, our muscles need energy. And muscles get their energy from oxygen. Okay, so the muscles need oxygen. And the only way that the muscles get oxygen is by the blood bringing it to it. So what happens is, our muscles need to work hard, so they need oxygen. So our blood needs to send more oxygen there, and the only way that blood can move faster and get more going round is by beating harder and by beating quicker. Okay, so it pushes more blood to those muscles that are working. Obviously our breathing increases as well because we need more oxygen in from the air around us, and that is why our hearts beat faster. Your task, half of your task today is to kind of explain that in a written form, okay? So use some of the vocab here and also use some of these sentence openers. The other thing I want you to do is to explain what happened in your investigation. So some of the key vocabulary you might use are exercise, heart rate, energy, and then some of the sentence openers. So my heart rate increased most during, and then see which one it was. The reason for this is, so what do you think it is about that exercise that made your heart rate go faster than the other exercises? Heart rate was the least increased when I did, and then tell me which exercise it was. And then again, why was it that exercise? What was about that exercise that you did? So it could have been star jumps, press ups, sit ups, whatever it was, that made your heart rate increase the least. And then finally, if you were to do the investigation again, what would you do differently? How would you improve it? How would you make it more accurate? Okay, lots of things for you to think about. So there's two parts to your work today. Number one, I want you to explain, it's like an explanation text about why our hearts beat faster when we exercise. Everybody's does it. And then the second part, I want you to explain the results of your investigation, okay? I want you to describe them. Tell me what happened in your results. You've obviously got the table and some of you got the line graph, but I want you to actually describe what's going on in them, okay? Year 6, work hard. Looking forward to seeing your work today. And yeah, good work. Bye.